Hello Saberites, right, welcome to the KESTIS walkthrough. Do forgive me, I have got a little bit of a cold right now. I know it's not the most pleasant thing to listen to, but I'm sure we can work through this. Okay, beautiful box designed by Christian Cruz. KR Sabers, the KESTIS, little BD one. Same on the other side. So, good old Christian Cruz designed this wonderful box. All I said to him was the panels of the Mantis, and he ran with it and he did an excellent job on all of the KESTIS boxes and all of the expansion pack boxes. So this video will purely be going through the main hilt, and then I'll be doing separate videos for the 3 expansion packs. Alright, so let's open this up and get everything else out of the way. So you should have 2 emitter greeblies, 2 body greeblies, and an Allen key. And then hidden in your emitter, the emitter, this end here, if I can get it out, it's in there really good, it's nice and tight. There we go. You should have the threaded adapter in a baggie, and then the main drawer is wrapped up in tissue paper. So let's get the tissue paper out of the way. There we go, look at that. Right, excellent. Get the tissue paper out of the way, done with the rustling. Okay, so a couple things straight out of the box. You might notice there's a little bit of a rattle to it straight away. Don't worry, we can get everything resolved. Remember, the factory doesn't like to do anything uptight, so we'll run through that. So double check you've got everything first. You should have these 4 baggies, alright? And if you're missing something, not that you should, we QC all of these, but if there's a problem straight away, you see it, contact us straight away. So we can help resolve any issues straight off the bat. Right, let's get these out of the way. Okay, so what comes with the hilt as it is, and what is the status of compatibility with the previous gens that I have done? I'm telling you now, I would consider this a complete revamp. Though some internal sizes are the same, the positions of grub screws have changed, which also means your internal fixtures for the twist and click systems will be slightly different. Therefore, what was available previously is now no longer suitable for these. If you're looking to install these, grab the chassis from the Saber Armory and uninstall your old ones and install them with the new chassis. That's the best way to go about it. The pommel is entirely different because it comes with the QD mechanism already built in, just like that. Oh, that's a good mechanism. So one thing to do when you first get it is pull back the pommel sleeve, release your pommel plug, and you'll notice that, well, you might notice that the bushing hasn't been threaded down all the way. So what you do is just grab it and turn it a little bit just to tighten it up, and just make sure that that internal bush is nice and secure all the way down. And then this is free to rotate as you please, so you can clock it to whatever position you want to. So that's up to you. And just have a look over this, make sure this is down nice and tight. Now this is also threaded into this part, so this is stainless steel. It's threaded into this aluminium pommel, but it's also retained with grub screws as well. Just give it that little extra pinch, make sure it's extra secure and that it's not going to unscrew on you if you're hanging this on your belt, and so it's not going to unthread on you if the balls are catching on the QD system. Alright, so I've done that bit. Hopefully the grub screws are done up enough so that this isn't freely rotating and you can undo your main grip. So this here is an internal bush. This is a clocking bush, though everything down here is, you know, clockable as well. You've just got all the same options that you had before and additional ones as well. So you've got 3 grub screws here and 3 grub screws here that hold this bush into place. When you come to install this, you'll need to undo those 6 grub screws, remove the bush to get the twist and click mechanism up into the central body. You have a plunger here, super nice, and then you've got stainless steel emitter shrouds, emitter fins, whatever you want to call them. Now these are really cool, really heavy, add a lot of weight to it straight off the bat. And the first thing I'd say is you might find, like mine here, it has a little bit of a wiggle. You don't like the wiggle? Let's try and eliminate the wiggle. As I said, they don't do screws up very tight at all. So we'll have to go at getting them tighter. And another thing, if the tolerance that you find on your emitter bush is slightly off, the great thing is it can be resolved very inexpensively with a lot of ease. There's your blade plug, accurate to the Survivor game, which has the material insert, the copper insert in the center there, which is lovely, awesome. So remove your blade plug, and then what I also recommend is you remove the grub screw that retains your blade all the way, like so. I'm going to put it in the center of my blade plug, if I can get it off the Allen key, just like so. And then the upper ring here, like the previous gens, unthreads. It's different shape though, and a different finish, which is much better, much nicer. Do note that this whole thing is like brushed to help give you that initial start up into how the hilt actually looks. Also, great starting point for your weathering. There is no clear anodizing on these parts, so you should be able to go off, get it weathered straight away without having to strip any anodizing off. Obviously the black parts are anodized, and these are stainless steel that have been brushed. Me leaving my fingerprints everywhere already, so you can get on those and heat stain those as well. So let's remove that ring. This is a tedious little bit. Can you tell I've got a cold? I hope you can't, but I can definitely feel it. There we go. Drop that down, get that out of the way, my finger, and then you should be able to just, well, one side will be easier than the other, slide them off like so, and then you can remove your emitter bush. Cool. Now this is a good time to double check your clocking. This uses the same clocking mechanism as the previous gens, as in it's got a special O-ring in there to help separate and lock everything in the right position, and also help undo things if you do need to make adjustments. But that's the important thing about the way I designed this. I designed it very specifically to use that O-ring to help be able to separate everything and make it easier, because when two threads are locked together they can be very painful to separate. So what I like to do, because this is my plunger side, I don't want my blade retention screw, which is this side, to be on the same side. So my goal is to have this on the opposite side to my plunger, and around here. And it's just a case of tightening down the copper ring, unscrewing the emitter from the copper ring, tightening it all down, getting a bit tighter, feeling it, and then once you're happy, try and tighten it down. You might find that yours is slightly off from the factory and you just need to make a minor adjustment. popped it now? I think I have just a little bit. There we go. Lovely. Sorted. Alright, so let's have a look at these. Now there's a tiniest amount of wobble in that. And there's definitely a bit of wobble in that one. So if you have got that bit of wobble, grab an appropriate Allen key and do up these screws without rounding off your heads. And all 4 of those screws definitely just need an extra pinch up, but we'll double check the travel tolerance by putting the inner emitter down and then sliding these into place and seeing how they feel. It's nice. That's really nice. One side is a little bit less than the other. I mean, there's no visible movement, but I can feel this one just moves a little bit more than this one does, because this one doesn't budge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if a little bit of Kapton tape will help amend that issue. Very inexpensive. Tolerances for lightsaber parts rather than being precision, so they won't be consistent all the time. All I'm going to do is put a layer down there, put that down there again, one more time. That's better already. Perfect. That job is done. But while we're here, we'll walk ourselves through how to install the upper part if you are using one of my chassis designs available at the Saber Armory. What you do is you make sure you've got your emitter fins off and out the way, because underneath those are some hidden grub screws. Our favourite thing to do is try and hide screws. Right, so if you are installing this, you will have this part here, which is your switch holder area, which has got your stock rotary MPXL 2-switch PCB in there, and then you've got your stock fin neck PCB here to make connection, and then you've got a stock whatever emitter PCB you want to use, as long as it's short pin. Okay, because the shorter the pin means you're going to have that little bit more blade depth in there as well. Right, let's get the inner bush removed, the body sleeve bush, whatever you want to call it, the black bush inside the main body. Just unscrew these 6 grub screws by a little bit. And then you can carefully remove this lovely bush. Now you'll notice that this again has holes in here in the upper bit to allow for sound venting. If you want to use this in a gyro-to-pull staff mode, you certainly can, and there's a 22mm speaker variant of the chassis that will fit up here and vent sound through the main bodies, because you're going to have 2 emitters at either end, so you've got no good way in the center to vent sound. So that is how that works there. So that's really cool, and the great thing is having those holes there, when the whole hilt is sealed, the sound and the vibration of the speaker, like contracts airflow around this area, and it feels awesome in hand. It feels really good. So we like that a lot. Right, put this in there. Switch is facing towards me. Let me just double check. Yep, still recording. That's a good sign. And then I'm going to drop this over the top very carefully. Oh, now I've lost the switch position, haven't I? Oh, I haven't. There we go. Just need to push it through a little bit more. And I'm not doing anything up. Got a nice tactile feedback on the switch, which is awesome. Right, so whilst we're here, bottom of the two grub screws on either side of the emitter, tighten those down into the print. Just remember, this is print you're going into, not a metal of any kind, so don't go too crazy. Just enough to pinch in and stop it rotating for the sake of the twist and click. And notice these latest chassis designs have dimples in them as well to help with the anti-rotation of the chassis as well. Right, so that's pretty cool. If you wanted to clock this for whatever reason, like the Fallen Order expansion pack, which we'll go into in another video, you can certainly do that now, but for us using the standard Kestis grip, it makes no difference whatsoever. So let's just gently pinch down these 6 grub screws. So, make sure nothing's going anywhere. Awesome, make sure that threads up nicely and butts nicely, which it does. Excellent. Don't want to lose that. Yep, excellent. Smooth. We like it. Right. Okay, now we're in a position to put down our emitter PCB holder print. So just drop it down the emitter, try and get the hole lined up, and very carefully try and get it all down there, and you should be able to feel pressure of the springs bouncing up against the flat side of the PCB or the thin neck set. And then once you're gently pushing down, pinch the upper grub screw on one side, still continuing to push down, a little bit of pressure, pinch up the other side as well. And let's make sure we're making a good connection whilst we're here. And I have managed to rotate this by accident. Didn't want to rotate that, so let's put it back right there. Okay, so I've got an Eco Max chassis here with a spinning motorized crystal chamber accent, plasma gate if you will, removable 18650 battery, and a KR OLED screen, 28mm speaker, crystal with a single standard NeoPixel in it. I've got a Profi board. What have I got? I've got a V3 up here, Bluetooth unit, high amp kill switch, and the flat side of the stock 2-switch MPXL PCB. Alright, so first of all, let's get that twisted and clicked in there, which it did. Grab the battery. Remember that you haven't hit the kill switch, so you've got to untwist it, turn it on. Now, I haven't tested clash threshold yet. There we go. As I said, I haven't tested the clash threshold yet. Lovely. Very cool. Right, happy with that. don't think I've programmed the OLED into this one either. But I will get around to that. Take that off.
I'll take the Inquisitor. Watch my
Oh,
back.
I did. It just times out super quick. There it is. Alright. Stick that back in the charger. So we're happy we made a good connection there. So what we can do now is drop our emitter fins back down. Oh yeah, that's good. That is good. I like that a lot. Now comes a lovely fiddly bit of getting this beauty back in. Just take your time, don't force it, let gravity do all the work. Try and find the thread. Obviously you have to give gravity a hand. There we go. And what I'd like to recommend is you just go until you hit a bit of resistance and you stop. You don't need to over tighten this if you ever want to get back in there. This is the most painful thing to undo, but hopefully you never have to go back in there, and this is just a one-time setup. If you over tighten it, you might cause yourself issues in the future. There we go. There we go. A little rattle, tighten down a bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Very cool. I need to stop saying that. Right, let's drop the blade plug. The grub screw. The grub screw for the blade retention. Almost forgot about it. Almost lost it. Right, plug that back in. Thread that in. Drop your blade plug down the emitter, just like so. And lift that up gently. Still got nice tactile feedback on that switch. Excellent. So internally this is the same size as previous gens, but the inside of this grip has changed in size. So as I said, the newer chassis from the Saber Armory are a better fit, and the pommel being different internally means that this sits perfectly for this pommel as well. So I recommend if you've already got an installed version of this, uninstall it. Get the new Saber Armory version, the KR version, and go from there. Do not buy the old ones for the new KESTIS kits. Understood? Great. Cool. Where's that battery? Put that in.
I'll take the Inquisitor. Watch my back.
Cool. And we'll thread on our grip. Lovely. And then let's get the plug in. Awesome. Right. Love it. Take that off. Let's talk about the greeblies. What you will need is some 3M tape, double-sided 3M tape, dirt cheap stuff, but really good. So all you do with these emitter ones is, and there's something to note here, they don't come with a Rasmus dog hair. They do have some holes in there for you to put some small wires into if you want to add a bit of decoration to it, just like the game. Or if you want to use those and you find your wires a bit thick, you can use those as a pilot hole just to draw them out a tiny bit to put whatever wire you want in. be it on your head. Right. All I do, you don't have to use a lot, you don't have to use a full length of it, just a little bit, shove it on the back. This is better than super glue, guys, because you can always get these back off with a bit of ease compared to super glue, and just put them in place. Alright, let's do the same on this side. There we go. And then for the main body ones, once you're happy with the clocking for this, stick these in position with the same method. Now again, I don't use the full length of the part for the length of the strip. I just do a little bit of it because this stuff is good enough. A little bit does a lot of work. I stick it below where the groove that goes around here is. I put it just below, just like that. Pull that bit off. That's all you need. If you ever want to get underneath here to make adjustments, you literally just can peel it off, but they will not fall off or be pried off unless you do it on purpose. That's the great thing about it. So the other side. Like that. There we go. Awesome. Baggies everywhere. And then let's talk about the threaded adapter and the QD mechanism in the pommel. So you can unscrew this. Let's get rid of the plug. Put that to the side for the moment. Right. Similar to the previous one, but entirely different shape. You can unscrew this by putting your finger on the ball cage, just like the way you tightened it up, but turn everything the opposite way and unscrew it. You don't want to lose the balls if you can help it. At this stage anyway, because I'll walk you through the springs. Unscrew it, it's a long thread, so it's nice and secure. Turn, 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 turn. And try not to lose those balls, which we haven't, which is wonderful. Now you notice you've got two springs in here. Now, full force, two springs. Removing the outer spring reduces the force to 1/3 of what it would be. Removing the inner spring only is 2/3 of the force. I hope that makes sense. So, full force, 1/3 of the force, 2/3 of the force. Round. The QD system is designed so you can quick disconnect your pommel and put in the Shoto or the crossguard extension grip. Entirely up to you, whichever expansion pack you go for. If you are worried about things falling out, because this is a quick detach mechanism, you have the threaded adapter here. So what that does, and to do this back up again, put your finger down there, get all the balls in there and thread it up, find those threads, thread it up like so. Okay, and actually before I go into the threaded adapter, let's show you what 1/3 of the total force actually looks like in terms of functionality. And you see this is a lot easier to do up, but it keeps the whole mechanism under pressure. So, put this on here, so it gives me something to grip onto. And I hope you guys like the finish on the grip. This is a new manufacturing method to replicate how the game is more of a skin than actual 3D detail on the grip. So this is more close to what the game shows than anything else. Right, so previously you have to pull back the pommel sleeve to release and attach the plug. And now you can push it in and pull it out. Okay, which you'll find it extraordinarily hard to do when you've got the full force in there. So the idea of this is, like, in the game, when he's got the shoso and the full length, he literally just plugs them in willy-nilly, just like that. So you can do just that as well, but bear in mind you are now more prone to this separating than if you had the full force of both springs. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Right, so the threaded adapter. If you're worried about things separating, this will be your friend. But be aware, once you kind of do this, it's not completely set in stone. You can unscrew it. It's just a pain in the what's it to do. So, if you want to replace the QD system with the threaded adapter, what you do is you remove the grub screws that are pinching down on the current QD body here. Just unscrew them a little bit, then you should be able to get a grip and unscrew this like so. Grab this, thread it into place like so, tighten it down. Now this is also a good way to clock it as well, so the reason I included the grub screws here is anti-rotation, but you can also use this once you find your position in the pommel. You can rotate it as you need to. It's very fine thread, so it doesn't change up and down too much, and then clamp down the position on the threads very carefully to make sure you have your desired position. Release. Thank you. So there we go. And then in order to use this in here, you're going to have to unscrew the ball cage from the assembly, and you're effectively replacing the ball cage. So prepare to lose your balls if you're doing this on your bed. Don't ever do Saber work on your bed or on your carpet, on the floor. Get a nice space where you can control where everything lands and goes. And there we go, got all the balls there. Stick them in a baggie, make sure they're safe, stick them back in the box, whatever you need to. Keep one of the springs in the mechanism for this bit as well, because it helps keep the sleeve under tension. And then you can thread in pommel. And then you can go through and do all the clocking yourself. You've got a nice big flat in there as well to help do anything up a bit tighter if you want to. I'm going to be removing this because I like the QD mechanism, so I'm not doing it up super tight. There we go, and then that's solid, and then that's not going to go anywhere on you. There's no chance of that now dropping out on you. Not that you had much chance of it dropping out of you with both springs in their full force, but yeah, there we go. Look at that. How awesome is that? And that is the standard KR Kestis without any expansion packs. And it's beautifully solid. Grip is excellent. Sounds really good. Yes, love it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll go into, well, I'll record next. What shall I record? I'll record the Fallen Order expansion pack next, and we'll go from there. Right, thanks guys, catch you in the next one. Bye.